Right, I ordered a blower from Evolution Aqua and fitted it to the bead filter. Because it was converted to K1 micro media and it was converted from a swimming pool filter, there was no air valve on the perspex dome at the top, so I had to make one. Welcome to Pomfret's Pond.
So when you turn the pump off, put it onto backwash and then turn the pump back on, the water flow from the pump isn't great enough to disturb the media and flush out all the muck that it's collected. So what I'm going to do is put an air pump blower from Evolution Aqua, which I'm going to install on the inlet. When it's in backwash, the inlet pushes the water upwards. So if I install a blower there, when it's on backwash, turn the pump off, put it on backwash, turn the blower on, the air should come from the bottom and bubble all the media up. That's the theory. We'll see if it works. So this is the pump that I've just glued all the components together. So that is going onto the rubber boot that's going into the bead filter, and that is the inlet pipe is being Jubilee clipped onto there. So when we come to use the blower, it's pump off, close that as it is, open the blower, press the button and turn the blower on, let it disturb all the media, blower off, close that, and then back flush. Let's get it fitted. So that's the finished setup of the air blower piped in to the system. But what I overlooked was any sand filter stroke bead filter that's been converted to be used in a koi pond. If this valve situation is mounted on the top, you don't need an air valve because the air comes out automatically when it's being sent back to the pond. However, because this system is mounted on the side of the bead filter, I had to retrofit an air valve on the top. And let me explain how I did it. So I was racking my brains how to retrofit an air valve on the top of the filter, and I came up with the idea. What I did was, at the neck of this 2 litre pop bottle, there's a reinforced flange here. I cut it off with a diamond cutter and I sanded the flange so it was perfectly flat, and when I was happy I got some super glue gel and bonded it to the top of the filter, so when the cap's screwed on it's perfectly sealed. When I want to let the air out, what I did was, when I was happy that it was totally bonded and no leaks were going to occur and it wasn't going to come off, I removed the cap and drilled 1/8 hole through the perspex dome. So now I've got an air valve retrofitted that costs nothing. So I'll just do a quick demo of how to clean the bead filter with this new air valve I've fitted. So first thing, plug in the blower, make sure the switch is on, yeah, pump off, so I'm now going to switch the valve to rinse, shut this valve to stop the air blowing back through the pipes, switch the air blower on, open the valve, slacken the air valve, just drill the hole through the perspex, just put the cap on, leave that bubbling for 5 minutes. So it's on rinse. I made an error earlier on and said put it on backwash before you bubble, but it's actually rinse. The blower's working perfect. Look how that media's being agitated. Leave that for 5 minutes to bubble up. I'll just show you the valve that I made. So the cap of the neck of the bottle is bonded to the perspex dome, and then I've drilled a hole in the perspex to let out the air. That's been on about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna I'll shut the valve first, turn off the pump, open this valve, put it onto backwash, and then turn the pump on. Turn the water pump back on. It's now been on backwash for about 5 minutes, and the water's now running clear. It was running cloudy before when it was flushing all the waste out. So now it's water pump off. Turn it back to rinse, only for about a minute. So water pump on, 1 more minute in rinse. Running perfectly clear now. off. Back to filter. Pump back on. And then tighten the valve. So everything's back running again. That valve has made a hell of a difference. The blower was overheating because it couldn't agitate the media because the air couldn't escape. It was forcing water out of the outlet pipe to replace the air that was filling the chamber. So that has made it a fully functional K1 micro bead filter. Because I got it wrong at the beginning of the video and I mentioned putting the blower on when it was in backwash, I'll just run through it again. It's exactly the same operation as the new Evolution Aqua K1 bead. So it's now in filter mode. We would now turn the pump off, turn that valve to block that pipe so no air can get back through the system. Move this handle onto rinse. Switch the pump on here and open this valve for the air blower and slacken this air outlet valve that I've made. Let it bubble for 5 minutes. Agitate all the media when it's on rinse, and then it would be blower off, close the valve, open this valve to let the water through, move it onto backwash, this handle, leave it on backwash for 5 minutes until clear water appears through this viewing window, pump off again, move it from backwash back onto rinse, pump on again, leave it on rinse for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, pump off again, back to filter mode, pump on again. As soon as the media gets to the top of the filter and water starts coming out of this, tighten this valve and everything's back to normal. There's other videos on YouTube showing exactly the same process but with the new Evolution Aqua K1 bead. It's hard to see in this reflection, but since the bead filter has been working, the pond water has become absolutely crystal clear. You can even see any specks on the bottom, blade of grass on the bottom. Really pleased with that result.
If you're enjoying the videos, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Thanks for watching Pomfret's Pond.